Hello and welcome back to the Otaku Network podcast. I'm Steve.
And I'm David.
And we are into week 4 of the spring season of 2024. We'll get right into it with this week's episode of Seiyuu Voice. Before we get into the episode, I guess we need to clarify a mistake that I made with last episode. The Otaku classmate of the two girls, I had initially thought that he was obsessed with a different idol. And so he was trying to track down where they were due to this. I went back and rewatched the portion with him from episode 3, and no, he's just working with somebody else online to try to find the identities of the two girls. So that leads us into episode 4, where we pick up right after Yumiko learns that Chika is being exposed in a scandal of sleeping her way into voice acting positions. Most notably, the role that she just picked up for the big, hot, incoming mecha anime. She goes to school, kind of half expecting Chika to be there. Chika shows up, surprisingly, acting like nothing has changed. Before Yumiko gets a chance to talk with Chika, a boy from a different classroom bursts in, streaming on his phone, starts talking about how Chika is Yuhi, and then bringing up the accusations about her...
Bring up her scandalous methods of getting into this new mecha.
Yeah. So the guy's railing into her. He's a bit rabid. He's got bloodshot eyes. And everybody in the classroom is just kind of standing around shocked. At one point in the attack, it clicks in his brain that Yumiko is the other girl from the radio program. So he points his phone at her, and before it can autofocus to show her clearly, Chika knocks the shit out of him. Just one punches his ass to the ground.
It was brilliant.
Chika then runs off. The guy's about to retaliate, and Yumiko runs him over on the way to chase Chika down.
Doesn't she step on his head?
I do not think she did it intentionally. I think it was just the moment.
It was poetic justice watching him get his head stepped on, though.
Yumiko chases down Chika. They have a little bit of a conversation. Chika tells Yumiko that she's going to quit voice acting. Kind of stuns Yumiko. And we cut to Yumiko by herself out in the courtyard on the phone with her manager, trying to see if there's anything that they can do to help vouch for Chika. Yumiko's manager tells her there's nothing they can do. Her as in Chika's management company, they have to handle it themselves. Yumiko kind of resigns to that fact and then thanks her manager for everything she's done and says she's probably, going to quit being a voice actor and hangs up the phone. She then calls the woman who does the writing for the radio program and cashes in a favor. A little bit later, Yumiko and a production team are in a room. She's going to do a live web broadcast, fires off, and she comes clean. She introduces herself, saying that this is the real her, the Gyaru, starts to defend Chika. Starts to say it's not real, she's not that kind of person, putting her own reputation on the line and exposing herself as a fraud as well to kind of add gravitas to her words. Before she can finish, Chika shows up, followed by an older man. Older man is the one in the pictures. The older man steps in front of the camera and introduces himself as the famed director of the new mecha anime, and then proceeds to explain that Chika is his daughter. Then to kind of cover his ass and fight back against the obvious shouts of nepotism that would arise, he talks about how he's the only one out of the production staff who voted no to have her in the role because he didn't want to show favoritism, but she still got the role anyways. So they wrap up the live broadcast. The viewership is skyrocketing. It grabbed a lot of people's attention as it was broadcasting. It has now reinvigorated things around the girls, and we end the show with them announcing that the radio program is not going to be canceled, and instead of continuing to use their created personas for their voice acting, they're going to do the program as themselves. And that's how we end the episode. This episode is beautiful.
I loved it so much. I want this show to just keep going now at this point. I was just seeing the now genuine care that the girls have for each other is awesome. Chika and Yumiko both just you can see now that they both super respect each other. They both have gone through the ringer for each other, in a way of sorts, to kind of bump each other up. And the fact that Yumiko put her career on the line for Chika, I think really solidified their now, like, frenemy kind of thing that they got going, because they did still say, like, hey, I don't like you, but...
So they've been doing the radio program for 6 months.
Yes.
So we finally have a solid, affirmable in the story timeline. That 6 months has gone by really fast. We've seen very few segments of them. But you can say, particularly with the events of episode 3, and then culminating with episode 4, they have definitely formed a bond through more than just a partnership of working together for the radio program and then anything that revolves around them.
Yeah.
At this point, you can even say that they're friends, kind of. It seems like they use the radio program as an excuse or a cover to do things together. I think we just need to now get to a point where they realize that they do enjoy each other's company and can actually honestly just be friends. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they'll still butt heads because they have very conflicting personalities. Oh wait, I don't know. This is wrapped up really neat and tidy. A little too neat and tidy for me.
I think that that stalker guy is going to be a problem.
Yeah, so we find out, so this other class, he's not a classmate. I'm almost positive he's from a different class altogether, but probably the same grade level. We find out through exposition that apparently he's been stalking Chika for quite a while. I wonder what the Otaku kid in their class, what he's going to do now with both fully understanding who the two girls are and then coming to terms with the role he played in causing Chika this issue.
I did think it was weird when he started like freaking out to Yumiko, like, I know she's not like that, blah, 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 blah. He's like trying to defend Chika.
I don't think he realized what was going to happen. It seems like he was doing the sleuthing and investigating in partnership with this other guy, more for the joy of solving the puzzle.
It does seem like at this point that he doesn't necessarily care on a creepy level.
No, I don't think so.
When initially last week you thought he was like,
oh, I thought he was
Creepmaster Supreme.
There was that death flag that flew.
Yeah.
And I thought he was going to attack Chika.
Now I'm worried that this Shimizu guy is going to be the one that attacks one of the girls.
Well, there was...
and maybe not like death, but like violently assaults one of them.
Possibly. We saw there was a... I think it was after the live broadcast, or as it was ending, where they started to expose him. He got exposed in in some message stream.
Yeah.
Talking about how his entire class hates him.
Yeah, I think it was like the podcast comment.
If they keep showing storyline with him, we might get into the situation that he becomes this regressive social outcast that maybe isn't even coming to school anymore, and his stalking could get even more problematic and dangerous.
Yeah.
There's a I don't think I brought it up last week. There's a phenomenal movie that came out at the end of the 90s called Perfect Blue, that the entire plot of the movie is a pop idol who is dealing with a deranged, homicidal fan. The movie Black Swan was directly influenced by Perfect Blue.
Because Perfect Blue's an anime, right?
Perfect Blue is an anime. It came out in 97, I want to say.
Are you the one that wanted me to watch that?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. I've lost track of what you and my other friend want. Who wants me to watch what?
Perfect Blue is one of those anime movies where it doesn't need to. It can just be it can work just as well as a live action movie.
Okay.
It's the anime version of a Hitchcock film, essentially.
Okay.
And it's phenomenal. No, why I bring up that it seems like the whole sleeping your way into success problem evaporated really quickly is how brutal popular opinion and tabloid culture is in Japan. Hirano Aya, who's the woman who voiced Haruhi Suzumiya, her career was pretty much destroyed when the internet started freaking out about news of her sleeping with all sorts of men. Like, she stopped voice acting.
Damn.
And I think she stopped doing dramas for a long time, too.
Damn.
And now, as of the past couple of years, she's finally coming back into the performance industry. She hasn't done any anime yet. She played the lead role in a drama adaptation of the anime Wave Listen to Me, which is really good. I need to find the drama, because I'm a huge fan of hers, just in general. But that's also a really, really, really fun story.
Yeah, I'm very worried about retaliation from that stalker guy. Like, he came out of the gate aggressive and was just getting all up in Chica's face. Like, anytime we've seen that in an anime, that person either physically assaults somebody or does something very, very close to physical assault.
Yes.
To a character. Take Oshinoko, the guy in the first episode, similar vibes.
Yes.
Spoiler alert, kills her.
There's the whole toxicity with idol fandom.
Yeah.
With a lot, or...
Like, I don't even know if that guy's it doesn't even seem like that guy's a fan.
It's hard to say.
Actually, I take that back.
No.
He might have been a fan, but then as soon as that happened, he, like, had this whole, like, you've been spoiled.
Yeah, he
bullshit.
started talking about how her innocence has been lost, and that's a common trope in idol fan fanaticism. Is the whole... There's a lot of anime that cover that deal with idols in the industry and stuff like that. It's hard to say where the story is going to go, because we kind of just wrapped up rather nicely, but we do have what appears to be the introduction of another voice actor. Because at the end of it, they showed this woman in a taxi or limo or whatever.
I thought she was, like, at a reading or something.
I don't know.
She was in a taxi at one point, but the focus point was that she was sitting at a table. She got, like, called in for something.
Yeah.
They weren't very explicit about what she was getting called in for, but I assume it was some voice acting.
She's probably going to be a rival in our next arc.
Probably. And I do think that stalker guy is going to be a lasting villain throughout the rest of...
He could.
At least maybe through, like, the butt end of the season.
The story has shown us that it has the possibility of becoming dark. Of becoming darker. It's flaunted a little bit with mature subject matter, realistic subject matter. It isn't just a collection of moe voice actors.
Mm-hmm.
There has been some realistic style of drama. I'm not going to rule out that there could be something even more dramatic that shows up later in the show, but something also tells me that they're not willing to go that way. I don't think they're willing to kill or maim a main character.
I hope not.
I'm just glad it's not cutesy and moe. Is that?
No, I do like the realism of the show.
Yes.
It started out boring. Not boring. It started out slow.
Yes.
And it has definitely built up a lot.
The pacing of episode 4 was good.
Yeah. I am now at the point that you were last week where I'm just hyped for the next episode. Like, I want episode 5 to come out so I can watch it. I want episode 6 to come out. I want the rest of the season to be out so I can just binge watch it.
I'm not as hyped because I think the next episode is going to be more build up. I think we're going into a valley of the story.
I just want to see more.
We'll see.
Episode 4 of Remonster. I'm not gonna lie, this was a kind of boring episode. It was another kind of just building episode of just establishing more lore, more backstory, more reason for us to care with little to no payoff, in my opinion. It starts out post-coupling. Post-coitus. And Gabro is just kind of like, cool, we did that. I'm gonna go keep leveling. And he goes out and continues to gain more levels. He talks about how there's more training, and he talks about how there's this, like, the biggest thing of the episode was this, like, looming war between elves and men. And
yeah, so a group of elves show up and start being elves and demanding that the goblins join them in a looming battle against the humans. Goburo is not intimidated or impressed with the elves, and
doesn't fuck up.
Yeah, he big dick energies them.
And he didn't even use libido that time.
No, he rolled really high in his charisma.
God,
and
his intimidation check.
Yeah,
it kicked.
He nat 20'd his intimidation check.
Nat 20 with a plus 20.
And the elves scurried away. He didn't.
Is this becoming a D&D podcast now?
He figured they weren't done.
Accurately predicts that they're going to come back, and we get to see his search thing where it, like, comes up as literally a mini map, like in an MMO.
Yes.
I'm just like, really? Can we leaning more into this MMO thing?
He kills a slime and gains a concerning ability to replicate himself.
That too. And he has utilized that replication spell in literally everything.
Yeah.
He, like, sews his blood into the clothes of a bunch of people so that he can keep track of them. And then he puts his blood into these earrings so they become little walkie-talkies.
Yeah, everybody's got a comm system.
I just want to know if it works both ways, like if other people can talk through it.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't think so, though, because
only he can relay information to them.
I don't think two people with the earpieces can talk to each other. I think they can only talk with him.
That would get irritating fast.
Crosstalk. Yeah, no, I think they can only talk with him.
Okay.
I don't think they can talk with each other.
There's not a lot to this episode besides, like, leveling, and then undead things show up, and they fight him, and he beats them.
And he eats them.
And he eats them. And rinse, repeat.
And, well, he gets the ability to summon lesser undead creatures.
He does get lesser undead. He also gets taming familiars from a dead guy that an orc was dragging.
Yes.
That he destroyed that orc in a second.
I think we can say that he definitely ate those humans in episode 3.
Yeah. I'm sorry I doubted you. And then, and the elves attack.
The elves come back.
And he kills... No, he doesn't kill them. He has them fight each other.
No, he has them fight...
He fights the goblins, and he rigs it so that all of the women live.
Yes. He eats the elves that are killed.
He does. And then he tortures the leader and kills him.
Yes. And packs the women away for future use.
Yerp. And then the little old goblin,
Oh my god.
Got that horny little fucker. Holy shit.
Go BG.
That's his name. That horny little fucker comes in fucking air humping, and you're just like, stop it. It
was like a jackhammer. That was...
Oh god. It was like plastic Nissan that I showed you.
Yes. It's very much like plastic Nissan.
Yeah, that little perverted fucker is just like,
go BG.
Let me at him. And you're like, chill out, horny Popeye.
Yeah, he had a thing for the elven women.
And then
he was not ashamed to show it.
And then Goburo is like, chill. Like, you can have a piece when I tell you can have a piece. And then he's like, I will listen to you, but can I fuck you? Dude, relax.
Well, he may be coming to the idea that he can't keep denying his people's natural urges for too long.
Yeah, I realize this.
No, the episode was boring.
Oh, it's so fucking boring.
It was just,
It's just they keep plot building for we don't even know, and it's already episode 4.
We got to the idea that now we're setting up this is going to be this confrontation with the humans.
I hope it happens next
It'll probably happen. I'm assuming it'll happen episode 5. We were definitely wrong in how much more he could gain from just hanging out in the neighborhood. Though some of that gain came to him.
It did. A lot of that gain did come to him.
It did.
And he now does also have this eclectic band of just everything in the woods.
I forgot.
He gets those kobolds.
Yep.
From
rescuing them from the skeleton horde. There's a clan of kobolds that have pledged allegiance to him. And he's like, are you sure? We've fucked up a lot of your people. And they're like, it's cool. We're good.
Oh, we also forgot the title card. The red-haired girl gets a new class.
That's right.
She gets that. I think it translates to Night Hunter.
I don't know. She's like a speedy, short sword wielding.
It was like Noir something, which I think I looked it up, and it translates to like Night Hunter in French. She now is like this speedy, real fast, quick combat thing.
Yes.
But she has to eat monsters or she'll die.
Yep. And there's something weird happened with him. This thing came to him at night, and essentially it appears to have given the entire clan an XP boost.
Yes.
He even mentions that. He's like, I think everybody's leveling up really fast because of me.
Oh, and Gobichi,
he
evolved into a troll.
He evolved in...
Yeah, it was a troll.
Was it a troll? I thought it was a...
He said it was a variant ogre.
Yeah, it was an ogre.
Because they're both ogres.
Gokichi turns into like a fire ogre.
Yeah, like he's like a rage ogre.
Yeah.
He's super strong, super buff. And then Hapse evolves into a half-lord.
They were building some strange lore this episode.
Yeah. She evolves into this like super magical being.
Yeah, like some powerful librarian or something.
Yeah, and they do make a point to like say that, she's only half.
She's
not there yet. She can level up again.
She's got another evolution if we find the right materials.
And then she gets a cool new outfit. She looks like your standard wizard from Final Fantasy. It literally ripped off like a Final Fantasy red wizard.
They did, yeah. She got gotcha bald.
She did. It's just it.
The whole entire...
I'm so disappointed in this anime because I thought it was going to be at least kind of interesting and the plot was going to go a little faster. It's just it's the most boring isekai ever.
They're grinding for experience right now.
It's the worst part of MMOs.
They're power gaming.
I know.
Power leveling.
I know the major complaints of a lot of isekais is like, oh, they level so fast. And now we're getting to the anime where it's like, this is how they leveled so fast. And you're like, fuck. And I'm so done with the power leveling that I want the story to move on. Or this whole first season is just going to be, level. Maybe I just picked an anime where it's leveling the anime.
Leveling the anime. Yeah, I don't know if there's ever going to be a story, honestly. We may have just been lied to.
Maybe.
We'll find out eventually.
Instead of re-monster, they should have called it re-leveling.
Re-leveling.
But yeah, this episode, unfortunately, there's we're not understating this episode. There was literally nothing major that happened besides the elves, red-haired girl leveling up, Kokichi leveling up,
yep,
and the undead and the kobolds. And those are really small portions of this episode. Otherwise, the vast majority was eating things, leveling, fighting, and maybe fucking.
Internal dialogue.
Exactly. There was a lot of monologue this episode, too.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
There's a lot of monologuing.
I think this one is slowly falling, in my opinion.
Okay. And with that, we are on to episode 4 of Astro Note. The episode picks up where we're exploring the mysteries behind the food that keeps going missing. Thinking that it's a ghost, we had thought it was probably Teruko who was stealing food.
Boy, howdy, were we wrong.
Yeah, we were a bit wrong. Takumi comes up with an idea to set up a trap. He's going to make a big old bowl of curry soup, piping hot, very effervescent, filled to the brim. Through Naosuke's suggestion, Mira starts to think that Takumi is kind of an idiot. And the soup trap idea kind of proves that for her in a way.
I thought that soup trap was kind of a good idea.
Yeah, but she looked at him after she remembers Naosuke going, he's kind of an idiot. And then he tells her the plan while they're hiding in the kitchen. She's kind of like, yeah, maybe he is dumb. The apparition shows up. They keystone cop and fumble into the dining room, giving the apparition enough time to escape with the soup. Naosuke got tangled up in Takumi's legs, and they tumbled over out of the kitchen.
Hugging his leg.
Yeah, Naosuke was pretty scared of the ghost.
Naosuke was terrible. It was because he was reading that story that
he was reading the book that Mira was reading.
And then his little spy camera fell out of his pocket, and then the picture was right behind him.
Yes.
Of the ghost.
From the recording. Yep.
Yeah, and it scared him to high heaven.
The clatter wakes up Teruko, and she comes in wondering what the hell is going on.
It also wakes up Tomohiro as well, because he shows up too.
That's right. He did show up.
Both of them are there.
Now you have 5 people trying to figure out who the culprit is for stealing the food.
Oh, well, Tomohiro's trying to make a quick buck. Remember, he's trying to say that...
he was trying to sell...
He's saying Takumi was possessed and that he was trying to remove the possession.
Yes, yeah.
He had the 2 little candles and the
he was
sage and everything.
He was going to do an exorcism for some cash. That's right. Naosuke catches the scent of the trail of the culprit, so they start following it. They follow it into the basement, and they discover a hidden passageway. Follow the passageway, which goes for quite a while, and they end up in a room they've never seen before, and the culprit stand in the room.
Mm-hmm. She is creepily standing in the room.
Yeah. She looks like Sadoko.
Yeah, she's...
Or Sadako,
she's
whatever her name is.
The Ring/Grudge.
Yes.
Just standing, hair over face.
Yes.
And you're like, huh?
So we get introduced to another resident of Astro Lodge. Her name is Aoi.
She's in room 7, which they did not know existed.
Correct, because it was covered up with books.
Yep, boxes. Yeah, sorry.
Shochiki shows up and recognizes Aoi, greets her, and then fills everybody in with what's going on.
She's been here for forever.
No, not forever.
Or she's been there as long as...
She's been there. We find out that she's been there longer than Teruko and longer than Tomohiro.
Yeah.
And Ren. That the previous manager had taken pity on her and let her move in. And then due to Aoi's extreme social avoidance, he created the passageway so she can move between the house without running into other residents. So she's remained an enigma to everybody else this entire time. It's been a couple of years. Less than 5, probably more than 3.
Nobody realized.
Yeah, they didn't know she was there.
There's very clearly a door behind those boxes.
I think everybody's been wrapped up in their own things that they just don't even care.
Fair. Still.
Teruko and Tomohiro decide that they need to throw a welcoming party to Aoi, even though she's been there longer than them.
Yeah, that was funny. I liked that part.
That's another callback, or another thing that reminded me of Mason Ikoku.
Okay.
because the two analogs to those two characters that are in Mason Ikoku always party in the main character's room. So they throw the party. Guest of honor elects not to show up, which kind of bums them out. And Ren is super sad because he is the only one that hasn't seen her yet.
Yeah.
Everybody starts going through his stuff.
Well, after getting intoxicated.
Yeah.
Because they're intoxicated at this point.
Terako starts digging through his closet. No.
Yeah, she starts digging through his closet looking for porn mags. And then he's like, are you sure you're 23?
That's right. We know how old Terako is. Terako's 23.
Yes.
And Takumi is 25.
Yes. So we finally got some ages for some.
Well,
we knew how old Ren was. He's like, they said 10? 10
probably.
Yeah.
We knew how old Takumi was from episode 1.
We knew Takumi since the onput.
Yes.
But now we know
Terako's 23.
Terako's 23. And that gives kind of an idea about how old Aoi probably is as well.
Well, okay.
Based on information that we haven't talked about yet.
Tomohiro questions Takumi about this award he has.
Do you use this to pick up chicks? Like...
Yeah. The award was for winning a
junior chef
competition when he was working at this fancy hotel. They keep harassing him about it, and to prove that he's right, he pulls out a magazine that has the article in it, and we see a picture of him standing with a bunch of other people that were part of the restaurant.
Yeah.
Then they're distracted by Mira pulling out the DVD of that show that she's been wanting to watch. Takumi and Mira finally get to watch it. So they go into the living room, they kind of like cozy up on the couch and watch the show.
Yep.
While everyone else passes out in his bedroom.
Yep. Aoi creepily stalks into Takumi's room.
Well, hold on. Because there's one thing we forgot to mention in the first encounter with Aoi. She got away with a bowl of curry soup.
Yeah. Without spilling it.
Takumi is like, how did you do that so well? She goes, oh, because I had a tray. And he's like, well, even still, it was pretty full. And she tells him that she used to be a waitress. So, background. Skip ahead, and she's kind of stalking Takumi. She worked at the same restaurant.
Yeah, she grabs the book, and she's in the background
Correct.
Of that picture.
Looking not disheveled and, like, antisocial.
Yeah, like, neat, tidy.
Correct.
She doesn't look half bad.
Something happened
that we don't know about.
That her personality completely changed from being somebody who could work and deal with people in public, a front-facing customer service type of position, to being someone who's so isolated and shut in that the people who live in the same building and have been there for a number of years don't even know she existed. Before the episode ends, Takumi is flying high because he got to have an unofficial date with Mira in watching the movie.
Well, they actually go on an actual date, too.
That's right.
Because they go out and they
watch the second movie.
Then they go get milkshakes.
Yes.
I think they also get food or something.
They might have. I don't remember.
I think they make 3 or 4 stops. And then she makes a comment about how she wants him to make Eggs Benedict.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
And then she really, really loves his cooking and that he is the best cooking in the universe.
That's right. I forgot about that.
And then he later is skipping home from the grocery store. And as he's remembering this sentence, it keeps changing every time he replays it to his head until it finally goes, I love you. You're the best thing in the universe. And then nosy neighbor lady shows up.
Yeah, the Obasan shows up. And she digs into him about why he's so happy, equating it to something with Mira.
Mm-hmm.
And then she mentions that Mira and the other guy keep going to a new love hotel that showed up at the outskirts of town.
And they're doing it in broad daylight.
Yeah.
Which is not kosher.
This woman is one of those that peeks out the window with binoculars all the time.
Right.
Takumi can't believe it. Right away, runs off, starts spying.
Yeah, goes to the love hotel.
Yeah, goes to the love hotel. Sure enough, they show up in his Mach 5 ripoff.
God.
And they pull in, and the last shot is him seeing a smile on Mira's face as they pull into the grounds of the love hotel.
And then he has his ugly
meltdown
moment. Yep. But all while this is happening, he left food out. He leaves a note telling her to reheat it. And the creepiest fucking thing of this show happens, where she takes the note, puts it to her nose, and just goes, oh, and I'm just like, oh god.
Aoi is definitely a stalker.
This whole series has been so like cute and bubbly and happy so far, and then creepy stalker moment happened. I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
So before we get away from this part, there's one thing I should probably bring up. Love hotels in Japan. Are you familiar with love hotels in Japan?
I made assumptions, but I don't necessarily.
So they're everywhere. There's a number of reasons societally why love hotels exist. One of the primary reasons is because people don't have a lot of privacy within apartments.
There's also a couple of like love hotels in our state, right? Like it's meant for like couples to get away to like
Yes.
basically just badoink all weekend.
Or for a couple hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a
Like I assume there's like jacuzzis and big floofy beds.
They'll have different themed rooms. Correct.
Okay.
Yep. So
okay, then I do know what these are.
Love hotels are pretty synonymous in Japan. They're all over the place. It's nothing tawdry. You know, it's just a part of modern society in Japan.
Okay.
A lot of love hotels are really, really gaudy.
Okay.
If you know what you're looking for, you can look at a building and go, I'm pretty sure that's a love hotel, just based upon how weird it looks.
I mean, the one in the show looked like a castle.
Correct. But I'm going to bring up this suggestion. Okay. That's not a love hotel. That's his current
spaceship.
That's his current residence.
You think it's his spaceship?
I don't know if it's a spaceship, but I think that's just where he's crashing when he's on Earth.
She did say that the Obasan did say that it recently popped up on the outskirts of town.
And because he's incredibly flamboyant, and this species of alien, who we only know Mira and Shoin, very weird people.
Yeah, but they're also royalty, and like
correct.
Real life royalty is fucking weird. Sometimes.
This is true.
Like,
so something tells me.
Have you seen the English Crown? Like,
Something tells me that this house, this love hotel looking building,
isn't actually a love hotel.
Is just an extension of his taste and personality.
Excessive.
Yes.
You know, I didn't think about that until you now have just said it, and that makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
It would make a lot of sense that this is Shoin's residence. It could even be where like his spaceship is, or it could be his spaceship. With how ostentatious this guy is,
yes.
I wouldn't put it past him for his whole spaceship.
Maybe. I still want to find out why Mira's room looks the way it does.
Yeah, how did she get that without anybody realizing?
Nobody's ever gone in there. Like, how did she set it up?
Yeah.
She had... Look.
It's space technology.
In the last episode, she unpacked a surface-to-air missile from a box.
You mean surface-to-man?
Surface-to-man missile.
You should share that meme.
I did, and I realized I misspelled it. I'm missing an I.
No, you should put it in our YouTube. You should put it at the end of this YouTube video.
It was a good episode.
Very good episode. Just that creepy moment with Aoi. Just like, whoa, that is a shift. There's a shift in tone for this whole show, and just it caught me really off guard.
So now the romance idea has gone from a triangle to a square?
I wouldn't necessarily call that romance. I'd call that creepy stalking.
Yes, but it adds further complication within Takumi's attempts at romance.
How much do you want to bet we're going to get a scene where she's like spying on him over his bed, and then he'll like wake up and she'll be gone. And then he'll be like, okay, goes back to bed, and then she's like there again.
Well, we know that she can get into his room through secret passages.
Exactly. That's why I'm thinking like that trope is going to show up.
It
where
could.
She's like,
I wonder if she has a shrine to him in her room.
She'll start collecting like pieces of his hair. And,
oh God.
And all like
put him in front of an altar of his photo.
She'll have all of his notes of like directions on how to heat up the food and everything.
She could, yeah.
She'll like steal one of his shirts. Oh, she'll dress up a mannequin.
We'll definitely find out at some point what her deal is. Why she has turned into this recluse shut-in.
Yeah, again, another show where I'm just like, I want this whole series available. I just want to binge watch it. I want to know what's happening next.
Yep. It's been really fun.
No, it's been a lot of fun.
This was a good episode, and I didn't see it coming. I was thoroughly convinced, or I didn't see the development coming.
Yeah, it caught us off guard.
Yeah, I really thought that the ghost was just going to be Teroko.
Yeah, no, throwing in another eclectic character with a crazy idiosyncrasy.
Yes.
Way to go, design team.
If I remember from the previews, I think we still have another female character to introduce at some point too.
Holy God.
I'll have to rewatch the preview, but I'm pretty sure we have yet another character that needs to be introduced.
Can we get a love?
Pentad?
Astro
Note's harem.
God, no. No more harem anime.
Yeah, I don't think Teroko has any interest in
a harem.
In Takumi.
Probably not.
No.
I don't think anyone at this point would have interest in
Takumi, aside from Aoi.
Sorry, I thought you said that the other way, where Takumi doesn't have an interest in Teroko.
I'm pretty sure that would be correct.
because she is, to him at least.
No, I think she's an asshole to everybody. Well, not necessarily an asshole.
She's not an asshole to, like, Ren. That's because he's a kid.
Yeah.
And Tomohiro and her seem to get along.
Drinking buddies.
Yeah.
I think she's ambivalent. It's just another person that she can get hammered with. She probably doesn't like him, though.
I mean, does anyone in this share house like Tomohiro? Besides Ren?
Oh, no. Ren does not like his father.
Yeah, that's fair.
Ren gives his father the most shit out of anybody.
Yeah, that's fair.
Ren hates his situation. Poor kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel really bad for Ren.
I do, too. Tomohiro is such a piece of shit.
Even just the way he sleeps, he's a piece of shit. Just look at the title card for this week.
It was a good episode.
Very good episode.
And they alluded to Aoi's infatuation with Takumi in the preview for episode 6. So I'm sure we'll dig into that in the next episode. And then we'll have to resolve the misunderstanding of the Love Hotel.
So excited. So excited.
So week 5 was a little bit less traumatic or dramatic than week 4.
Understatement.
Seiyuu Radio.
Seiyuu Radio had a lot more drama than last week.
Seiyuu Radio was the most solid episode.
Yeah.
The pacing was good. The story was good. It wrapped up too quickly for my tastes. It seems to have wrapped up a little too cleanly as well, but...
I mean, who knows? Maybe there's going to be more fallout.
There could.
And I mean, maybe it'll evolve from the casting couch to a mixture of that and nepotism.
I don't know.
Maybe some people are like, that's not actually her dad. Like, blah, 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 blah.
No, I think the whole confession thing during the live feed just wrapped up everything with a nice bow.
That's fair, and they did show, or he did pull out like a picture that he had in his wallet of him.
Yep. Due to the live feed, their radio program has gotten significant traction with its past episodes, which is what led to them reversing the cancellation of it.
Didn't it get up to like, when they were showing the numbers, did it get up to like 500,000 viewers or something like that? Or
no, I don't think it was. Maybe
it was like in the
50,000.
50 to 60,000.
Yeah, something like that.
Which
that's pretty good, especially for a live feed.
Yeah.
So the two girls have decided to drop the personas of their professional roles and are going to start doing the radio program a little bit more honestly.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
The show has definitely started to climb a lot higher in my ranking scales, where it's actually maybe getting closer to Astro Note than I would have thought it would have. Astro Note is still my favorite by far of the 3 that we're doing this season. But Seiyuu Radio it's really getting there. I really enjoy it. I'm really liking it. It's after the first initial 2 episodes where we had our complaints, it seems like the quality of everything is getting better. And it's becoming it's captured my interest.
The artwork's still bad, but it's consistent at least.
Yeah, it's still bad. It's not perfect.
No.
But it's interesting.
Yes. The story is getting pretty good.
It's a good story that I actively want to watch.
I'm starting to care for the characters.
Oh, I very much care. Especially after the whole interaction between Chika and Yumiko at the end, where they're talking outside of the live stream.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like, yeah, I actually care about you guys. I want you two to be successful.
Yeah.
Like, you two genuinely seem like characters that I can sympathize with, or empathize with. In my opinion, it's blowing Remonster.
Remonster was so boring.
So boring.
It was so pointless.
If I have to suffer through another leveling episode, I might ask us to do a mid-viewing change.
No, we can't do that. We have to continue pushing through the suffering and the pain.
Hopefully you pick a bad one.
Remonster was boring, pointless. It only offered a glimmer of plot progression.
What was the spoiler that you had seen, that you had messaged me?
That must be in episode 6.
Oh, okay. Then don't say anything.
Actually, it because it didn't show up in episode 5, it has to be in episode 6.
This is episode 4.
Yes, sorry. Because it wasn't in this episode, it's going to be in episode 5. Okay. Which is out already. We just haven't watched it yet. You're going to love it.
I'll have to ask you what the spoiler was.
I will let you know.
Recording. And then Astro Note was
great.
Phenomenal again.
Completely unexpected direction. And we had brought this up last episode. Astro Note continues to take us in unforeseen directions.
Right. It's every time. It's great.
We can't plot the course of this story.
No, it keeps us on our toes.
Which is
love
great.
it.
It's
love it. A lot of times with anime, you're just like, well, here's, standard tropes.
Paint by numbers.
Yeah. Follow the plot progression. Standard.
Yep.
But this one is just like, hey, you like romance animes? You like slice of life animes? Guess what? None of the tropes. And you're just like, damn it. Or none of the tropes in the same order that you can predict, and you're just like, damn it.
Yeah, and it keeps twisting and turning and doing different things, and
I just feel like somebody's like behind us at all times, just like, you didn't think that was coming, did you?
Yeah.
Smack. Didn't think that was coming, did you?
I think the team that's creating this, it seems like they're having a lot of fun with this.
Oh God, it seems like they're having a ton of fun.
Because it's an original creation.
Yeah.
It's an original story.
They can do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
They're not bidden to any existing anything.
Nope.
They get and I like to see when there is no existing material for the thing.
Correct.
Where they can just go buck wild. They can do their own story. They don't have to, appease the manga artist. They don't have to appease the light novelist. Like, it's just, this is ours.
They don't have to appease the fans' expectations.
Exactly.
All they have to make sure
is that people come back every week.
That the journey is fun and they make the landing.
Exactly. This episode was so good. And what my last note was just great episode for this week.
It was a good episode. It was a lot of fun. I guess that's the end of this week's episode. David, anything else?
I'm excited for the rest of this season. Not for Remonster.
Not for Remonster. We'll see what.
No more leveling.
Well, with that, we bid you adieu, and keep your eyes out for a bonus side quest episode coming up in the near future. I'm going to make David watch a series called Puni Puni Poemi after this recording. See you guys next week.
See you next week.